Do you and your partner disagree about how to spend money? It's very frustrating, isn't it? In fact, one of the biggest fights I ever had with my husband was about this topic. We were on vacation and we wanted to go snorkeling, and he wanted to buy the snorkel. And I thought, that is ridiculous. Why would we buy it when we can rent it? So on the surface, we were fighting and fighting and fighting about whether we should buy or rent the snorkel. And at first, that's what we thought the topic was about. But of course, any of you that have been in fights like that know it's not really about the snorkel. As we thought and processed and talked and talked and talked, we realized, oh yes, this is connected to our history. And you always know it's connected to your history if you're making a bigger issue about something than it really needs to be. And what this was about was, for me, I grew up with a lot of poverty. And so security was such a strong value. My husband, on the other hand, not that they had tons of money, but his parents would buy nice gifts as a way of showing love. So buying things represents love for him. And you can see how these values were conflicting in that moment. Now, until I really understood the depths of what he was valuing and why, it stayed about the snorkel. The key for this is really, number one, figuring out what your value is and your history around the issue. Number two, figuring out what your partner's value and their history around the issue is. And number three, coming up with a system that's going to work for the two of you to honor your values. You might decide to have a budget. You might decide to have separate bank accounts. There's all kinds of logistical ways to solve this problem, but it won't work if you haven't first figured out what's actually underneath the money issue. This has been 2-Minute Tools with Theresa Benoit. Learn to love better and be better loved. Call us today.